Hello, my dear beloved children. To finish talking about the Russian-Ukrainian conflict and all the speculation surrounding it, I want to tell you what could be the most favorable solution for ending it. As you can see, all the negotiations proposed so far have reached a dead end, and of course this is no coincidence. The artificial division of a formerly united country into parts to suit the immediate interests of certain political groups cannot lead to peace, especially if we are talking about those warring parts in which a single people live. The civil war imposed by globalists brings death and suffering to ordinary people, so there can be no winners in this war a priori. Only the unification of people in both Russia and Ukraine in their fight against the deep state and its proxies can put an end to this bloody and senseless confrontation between blood relatives. But for this to happen, it is very important to see the difference between people, that is, pure human souls, and non-humans, of which there are many in Ukraine now. It is precisely these soulless creatures, who do not carry the divine spark within themselves, and therefore are completely devoid of empathy, who commit unimaginable atrocities both against the Russian population and against their own citizens. For them there is no difference between them, since any human life has no value for them. Therefore, the first thing that needs to be done is to remove the Nazis who have seized power in Ukraine and replace them with honest and decent people who remember their historical roots and think about the interests of the people. And this must be done by the Ukrainian people themselves, that part of them that has managed to keep its consciousness pure, and therefore understands the full tragedy of the situation that has developed in this country. In fact, there are still enough such people left in Ukraine to turn the current state of affairs towards the light. And as soon as the Nazi regime falls in this country, the scales will fall from the eyes of millions of Ukrainians, and they will understand that only by returning to their native harbor and uniting with Russia, the tortured and desecrated Ukraine will be able to regain its former greatness and joy of life. No one but Russia can save this long-suffering people, deceived, slandered, turned by their foreign patrons into cannon fodder to achieve their selfish goals. And the sooner ordinary Ukrainians realize this, the sooner the long-awaited reunification of the Slavs will come, who found themselves on opposite sides of the barricades as a result of lies and deception on the part of the globalist elite, into whose net they fell through manipulation of their consciousness and false promises that their benefactors never intended to fulfill. There is no other favorable way out of the current situation for Ukrainians. Otherwise, slavery awaits them, physical and moral, at the hands of insatiable predators, who are the puppets of the deep state, who dream of taking possession of their natural resources and cheap labor. As for Russia, it will accept its prodigal sons and daughters, no matter how difficult it may be after so much suffering that they brought it. And the earth itself, whose vibrations are increasing more and more every month, will contribute to this great reunification and forgiveness. And I bless you for this. The Father Absolute, who loves you immeasurably, spoke to you.